Hello, about to start the install of my airframe running boards onto my 2012 Polaris switchback 800 Assault. It's a 144 chassis. I'm doing this because these ones hold a ton of snow when I ride out west, and it makes it difficult to stand on it because it holds snow at an angle, and then you're trying to get your feet on there and it's not very enjoyable. As you can see, these are nice wide running boards, and they are fairly stiff, but they do not clear snow very nice. So that is my reason for doing this. And these ones also have some dings on them, from some stumps, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm gonna start drilling out some rivets and go from there. All right, so step one was just to drill out these 5 rivets right here on the edge of the attached to the rail, or the tube here. And as you can see, I've done that. Everything is loose. And next they say to drill out these, next they say to take out these bolts here, and there's 2 in here also. They get this tube off, and then next after that it'll be drill out these 3 on each side. I removed 2 nuts that were on this bracket, is behind there, pulled that out, and then took the 2 loose that were in there, and then I had to take this 1 Torx bolt out here, Torx head bolt out, just to squeeze everything out. So now I have it off right there. So to get this bolt out, in the Polaris toolkit, if you have this tool, this fits that bolt, and then you can just unscrew it that way. So super easy. A few of these rivets they just spin on me. What I've been doing is just pinching the screwdriver between the bracket and the old running board, and just pound it in a little bit with the hammer. It puts a little force on it to help hold it, so when you drill it out, it doesn't spin on you. Next step is to drill out these 2 rivets right here, and after that I'll be drilling out these 3 right here to get this plastic piece separated from this. Okay, I just got done drilling out these 2 rivets underneath here. So this is loose now, and these 3 on top, so this is also loose. Next step is to remove this guy, the tunnel reinforcement, or the running board reinforcement. And to do that, they say to grind off the inside of these guys, and then pound them out. So I will give that a shot here. Okay, just got the one side off here. It definitely was way easier. The instructions recommend to grind from the inside for these ones, and that I tried doing it from the outside. Think it's a little easier to try, for me, but that did not work. It was way easier to get them separated if you grind it from the inside. This one's kind of tough too. It goes through there's another bracket behind here that it goes through that kind of got stuck on, but. Yeah, so there's that. I can show it from the other side. So you can see, I did actually loosen my track up just to get a little more room, to make it easier for me. You can see there the holes are, and there's the one. This one goes through the bracket, and there's a rivet that also goes through that has to get drilled out. I have both sides of the running board stiffeners off now, and then next the instructions say to mark a line across the front side of this, and then you have to cut that off. And then to do that, I have a little 3-inch cutoff wheel, and then mark along here the whole length of the running board, 3/4 of an inch out from here, it says. And then you'll be cutting that out as well. One thing you want to take note of and not cut off is from here to here. There is a bracket underneath here, and you want to keep that because you need to reuse that. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut from here to here, and then from here back, and then just score it along here with my 3-inch cutoff wheel, and then score enough where I can just work it and break it loose there, so I won't actually cut through the bracket. So yeah, we'll give it a shot once. Got the one side off. I had to score it. I scored it here because I wasn't able to reach in there all the way, and then just twisted it up and down, or bent it up and down until it broke, and then also scored it here, and that worked really well to keep from cutting into this bracket. But I'm just gonna polish this up a little bit, get the rough edges off of it, and then this side should be ready to go for installing the new running board. I did end up taking the rear bumper off to cut it easier, to make more room basically, so I just wouldn't cut the bolts that were sticking out. To do that, it's just a 10mm nut and then a T30 Torx head on that bolt, and it's also held in the snow flap. There is a T27 Torx bolt in there that had to come out as well. Got the new running boards, at least the bolts in for now. I used the new bolts that it came with up front, and then I ended up using the old ones in the back. They fit a little more flush in the tunnel. I wanted that for just keeping stuff out of the way in the back end. On this side you can see I made sure and got this piece up on top, so later on I'll have to end up drilling rivets through that to hold it back into this. I want to make sure it was on top now, so I didn't have to take everything apart when I got done. And there, using the new bolts again. You can see they kind of, I think it's the boards that bow out a little bit. They fit tight in the back, and as you go along they get a little bow in them, and then it comes back to being tight towards the front. It's kind of hard to see there with the sun, but I think it'll work either way. I left plenty of I actually cut, it said 3/4 of an inch for this, cutting this edge here. I actually did a little more than that just to make sure I have enough. You can see it kind of, it's good there, it's sticking out a little bit, and then it is good all the way along. So we should have plenty to rivet our new running boards down. So go from there. Want to make sure that they stayed, that they're fairly close when I drill them through here, and then also just pull it tight to the tunnel there. I don't want to go too tight on it because it does blow the tunnel a little bit. I don't want to go too much, but at least get it lined up nice with this rib here. So I will drill the rivets for this now. I got these 3 installed on each side. I ended up using, I had them in, and I noticed there was a gap still between the board and the bracket. So I ended up actually drilling them out and using a C-clamp to really clamp them down nice and tight. Let's see on both sides, there's no gap there. So basically now all it's left to do is clamp it to this again, and then clamp it down to this rail, the old tunnel, and then drill rivets along the bottom where every one of these guys are, and then in between of every one, and then a little more work up front to get those footwells back in and buttoned up, and then we should be done after that. Making progress here. Just want to point this out. The rivets they give you are just a hair too long, so I just put this one in. You can see it doesn't sit up flush. They're just a little bit long, but if you basically just give it a squeeze or two, you'll be able to, it's still got a gap there, as you can see, but you'll be able to now take a hammer and just tap it up a little bit, and then you can get it. Now it'll sit better, sit tighter when you actually pull it tight. Just wanted to show you that. Got this side all wrapped up in terms of mounting the running board to the snowmobile. Got all 3 of those in, and rivets along the bottom. and the plastic is back riveted up. This one's kind of messed up here. I'll redo that one. I ended up having to use a big C-clamp to get this piece down, held tight against the running board tab to get the rivet in there. Otherwise it wasn't quite long enough to make it through all the way. As you can see by that one there, I'm gonna redo that one. There was 4 longer flange or bigger flange rivets, and they were a little longer and longer than these guys, and I ended up using them in the wrong spots. I'll have to get some more. But yeah, there's some that were a little longer than those, and they would work better. But I'll have to get some more to finish this up right. But this will work for now to hold it together. Now I'm going to put in the grip screws along the ends of the running board here, and then I will be done for today with this. Okay, last step for the right side is to install these little grip screws that came with the kit. It says on this outer tube to use the bigger drill bit, and then if you do them on the inner tubes here, use there's a smaller drill bit that came in the kit too. There's an 1/8 inch and I think it's like a number 9 is the other one. So, and they said we recommend doing 2-inch spacing. That's what I did. For 1.5 to 2 inch, I did 2 inch, and center punching them before drilling. So I will drill these out and install those screws. And they said when you do install the screws, don't go use a drill, but then set your chuck really low so it doesn't strip them out when you install them. Just go until they bottom out, or until they hit the bottom, and then until they are flush with this here, and then stop with them. Otherwise they'll break off or strip out. So we're going on that here. Grip screws are installed. They are amazing. Holy crap, they really hold when you stand on them. Should be no slipping off next winter. I ended up doing pretty much what the instructions said, and I did add a few more up front here. There's kind of hard to see. I added 3 of them here, just a little more grip up front. But these things are sweet. They don't. I've sit on them already. They don't have very much flex at all. They feel very solid. I'm hoping they will be a amazing next winter. I think they will clear snow a lot better than stock boards. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting me able to use them next winter. Just gotta wait a couple months now.